Hey guys, I am back and I wanted to talk about bossing up and reclaiming your time in 2020. And, a lot of people are like, I'm done with this 2020. I remember in 2019, people were ready to give up on 2019 and they were so ready for 2020 to come through. And who would have thunk that it would have come out like this? Not in a million years would we have even considered, and many of us and all of us have gone through some sort of a rough patch here and there in life, and depending on where you are in the world, it's been more rough, for some. But this thing here around the world, and especially in the United States right now, Americans were not expecting this. And so you have a lot of people who are sort of like throwing in the towel on 2020. And I'm here to tell you that is not an option, nor should you allow it to be an option for you. And why? Because you are alive. You are here. As long as you are living and breathing and able, you are capable of making a change, making a difference in your life, in other people's life, in your family's life. You are capable of showing up for yourself. And by showing up for yourself, you are showing up and being the light for other people. Okay, so boss up and reclaim your time in 2020. It is easy to get distracted and discouraged and sidetracked with the barrage of things going on, not just on TV and the government and the world, but also in your life, with what's happening, whatever might be going on with your family and just whatever it is. So it is easy to get sidetracked and allow the negative blows to the gut to sort of just sit you down and just be like, have you like, well, never mind, I will wait. And the crazy part about it is the year doesn't necessarily have anything to do with anything. We like to make as if, and I know that it's conditioning, and even myself, I will look at a 12-month period and I'll say, okay, this was going on here, and on New Year's, things are going to be different. Things are going to be better or whatever. And that is odd. That's not necessarily how it works. So why even put that sort of timetable? And my thought is if you're alive and able-bodied and can think, then there is no room to sit down. There's no room to back off and allow the rest of this year. Here we are about to be August. This is what, July 28th. So you may as well say August, September, October, November, December. You have 4 whole months. And every day you wake up, you can make a difference. So quiet the noise in your mind, in your subconscious. Quiet the noise, disengage from the negative conversations and things that are not going to aid in your elevation, things that are not aiding in amplifying your life, edifying you, and taking you to that next step, that next level in the game. Okay, so if that means you have to unplug not only from TV and social media at times, and hey, several times, more often than not, I would say several times a week, for hours a week, days a week, then do that. If that means disengaging from negative people in your life, in your family, then do that. Whether it's family and friends, you can still love people, but it is not, as far as I'm concerned, none of us have the bandwidth to carry on with things that are not going to add. If it's not adding, it's subtracting. And the way I think of it, if it's not making me smile, giving me joy, if it's not whimsical enough, it's not making me giggle, if it's not feeding me, if it is not a money-making activity, if it is not elevating, then there is no room for it in my life. Period. So what I would suggest is busy yourself, just get back on task and busy yourself with making money, learning new things, having fun conversations, laughing. Busy yourself with being happy, being grateful for your life, being grateful for all of the little things, and little things are actually big ones that add up. Being grateful for what you have, being grateful for another day, another moment to make a difference, make a change. You know, spend that time reinventing a portion of your life that you want to change or improve upon. You know, spend that time revisiting your planner, your vision board, those vision boards. I've never done a vision board, but a lot of people like vision boards, and I hear that they help people. I'm just not cut out that way. I'm not a vision board person. I have it all up here. But vision boards can not only be fun to create, fun to look at, you know, beautiful to look at when you're done, and also fun to look at and say, this was on my vision board and I accomplished this. You know, these things are tools for you to use to elevate your life, to get to the next stage that you want to be in, whether it's financially or emotionally or mentally or physically. So you definitely want to do that. So revisit your planner, your vision board, your to-do list of goals, and start where you left off. Or if in fact you are not comfortable or don't want to start where you left off, and you don't like what you had at first, then reevaluate and re-strategize and make adjustments, or determine if you need or want to work on something different. Because many of us have different goals that we want to do. We have a list. If you're anything like me, if you're creative, if you're multi-passionate, if you're a multi-passionate creative, which could be 3 different things, then you have other things that you want to do in your life. Other things pop up. You have other ideas that pop up. Okay, so move through the resistance, make conscious, deliberate, selfish decisions. Be willing to carve out a different path that's around you. Just carve out something different and get back to doing what it is that you need to do and that you actually want to do. Lay the foundation. I'm looking at my notes, things that I wrote down that I want to make sure I include in this video. So if there are other things, if you have other goals that you wanted to do and say you don't feel in alignment with the one that you initially had at the beginning of the year or a couple months ago, and you want to just start with something else, and that something else feels more in flow with who you are and how you want to move or who you want to become tomorrow or the next day or the next, then lay the foundation, lay that foundation and begin building on it. And as always, remember to break your big goals into SMART goals. So that would be small chunks, small actionable steps, whether you're doing it by every week, you're breaking them up, giving yourself 2 weeks to accomplish them, or if you're doing a couple of goals a week. Every time you accomplish that one aspect of that bigger goal, tick it off and then celebrate the win. After all, celebrating, having fun, and being happy is what life is truly about. Until the next video, live simply and be kind.